I'm gonna be looking at a few things in this one, and trigger alert, but I don't mean to. Just want to have a look at some things. And I just want to figure some things out. So Bavarian is from Germany, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Bavarian Illuminati,
Uh-huh.
which is this Latin for light.
Yeah.
And we have Freemasonry, yes?
Yeah.
Weisstrap?
Mm-hmm.
Is it William Weisstrap? Worthstrap, whatever. It's an interesting sort of, either pick either side. You understand that in different groups. Pick whether you're Christian, Catholic, or all or none.
Yeah.
Do you believe in a higher power, though?
Mm-hmm.
So Weisstrap infiltrated Freemasonry, took a lot of their knowledge, and went and created something else, and tried pilching off some people from there, yes? This then enters into being more selective. Riffraff.
Yeah.
Interesting. Not judging a particular group for that, or where the origins come from, and maybe a mix in with this. Is NASA Freemasonry? A lot of Masons.
I don't know.
Which, what is space? That's already in space, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So we can already understand that that's already a spacey situation. And we've got to look at one world government. It won't work. It won't work. I have tried in every single way that I can try and do this. You know what? It's two ends of the spectrum, right? From one end to the other.
Yeah.
It doesn't work on either spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the amount of programming that has gone on. So we could look at pyramids as well, yes, of Giza, and
Yeah.
some of the knowledge there has either been stolen or built upon, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Which branches off, doesn't it? It branches off, and not every single priest is a paedophile. But you would be believed that because of one thing, I don't know, a lot of people will blow smoke that all priests kind of like this and this become, that's like saying that all Freemasons are Illuminati. Do you understand what I mean? And then that's like saying that Weisstrap, whatever, stole a lot of information and then built something off of stolen goods. So we look at one world government, yes?
Yeah.
Doesn't work. And then we look at a fractured government.
Mm-hmm.
It also doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
There's the issue, right? So if you go one world government, that won't work. One world order, similar. That's different. That's a different question entirely. That's a different sentiment. But that would be like saying that here, let's just use it in politics for a second, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like getting Labour, Lib Democrats, and Conservatives, plus King, plus Freemasons, plus business, small businesses, big businesses, and also the people. And that's like getting everybody together and saying, where are we heading? And to hear it from everybody's, that's like listening to someone who is disabled for whatever reason, and it's listening to that. Okay, and understanding, and then building something from that, with everybody being agreeing on the same thing. Okay, all right, this, and this, we'll look after you. Then it's like looking at small businesses and saying, what is it that you're struggling with? What is it that you need? We need this, okay? And then everybody agreeing on that. Sure, there's going to be clashes in the beginning,
Yeah.
but it's got to be a debate where everybody comes together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because everyone's got different interpretations of life. That's just the way it is, isn't it? So business needs or business owners have different things.
Yeah.
To this, to that, to this. And can we sort it out together? And figure out an order,
Mm-hmm.
which would then be a new structure, but one that can be added together that works for everybody in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, no one's left behind. That's unity, and that's also being separate, a separate type of unified group. But united on your differences, and there's got to be that. Because if not, we can spend a lot of time arguing, and no building is being done.
Mm-hmm.
Quality questions. If we were to resurrect the past, what would they say? And I think that's a healthy question. We should think about that. Not who's my favorite person that I would like to envision. No. We have to ask those tough questions. Resurrect the soldiers. Back in World War I, World War II, what would they say? Now, is that intentional that we came this way? Or is it unintentional? And if it's unintentional, and it's a hard question to ask or to even envision, then we got to do something about that.
Yeah.
Because now it's no longer blind. That's now illuminated, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want it to come here? And we've got to ask where we're heading. Where are we heading as a nation? You see, to be separate, everyone wants dominance. Every nation wants to be the one that is the top. And if we start talking one world government, everyone is going to fight for the top.
Yeah.
Have a go at it. If there was one order, well, Christians might start fighting for that top spot. Masons, Illuminati, keep going. Tories, Conservatives, King. And then that's in this nation. Now add this into the wider noise of everything.
Mm-hmm.
This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And that's a stupid question really to ask, really. It only works if we all build our independent stuff. Space is definitely on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Space, that is, it's not the final frontier, it's the next. That is, anyone with half a brain cell knows, you know it, that this planet isn't going to last forever. Everything's rare here. That's number one, rare. Rarity is what causes war.
Yeah.
Limit, when there's a limit on something. And you were saying something about Bill Gates was trying to offer a universal basic income.
Yeah.
That
Talking
won't work.
about it. Yeah.
It's not going to work. We can already see that this can create, no, that's one side of the coin, and I like it. I do. But that statement alone is not going to work. Let's take a look around. What happens when people are left to their own devices? It's never good, is it? We're also lost. We don't have focus. And we don't have a place in that focus. And then war looks like a good option, right? Because then it keeps the numbers down, you break everything, and then everyone's got jobs, and the planet, you don't have time. There's no time for that. Space is not easy. It's fucking not easy. But with the development of robotics, what are you going to lose? A few robots here and there? Well, we'd have to understand something here with the way it's structured, right? Mm-hmm. So, and that's also bringing in the council as well. I might not like the way things have gone, but you do have a place too. Everybody does. But is that your place? Is that it? Is that the best we can squeeze out of you? Is that it? I don't think it is, and I think you know that. Saffron as well, whatever. Let bygones be bygones, sure. As long as the history doesn't keep repeating itself. Yeah, I'll take my responsibility for where I stand in that. I'll meet you 50% of the way. Each group is going to need its space program, is it not? Freemasons are going to need theirs. That's what it is. Christianity is still here. It is. Jehovah Witnesses we have here. You are going to need your own space program. Rather than fighting towards one another about who's got the best religion, no. Who's talking about what personality of the same force, the same higher power? Freemasons have their way of explaining it. Jehovah Witnesses have their way of explaining it. Witnessing Jehovah. Christianity has its own way of explaining it. Every single one leads to the same. Each one leads just for me it's devil and satanic. I can't. I just cannot. That's a very I'm gonna put that one down. No, I don't like that. That is, why would you? We don't want that. That's not a good hope. Because I think that all of these things here have a positive. Where are we heading towards this? If we want to fit this, we've got to align to it. Now, how can we align to it? You can't align to it with something like this. You just can't. That's how not to be as human. This one is a bit more of a better way of. No one's perfect. Priests are going to make mistakes. Freemasons are going to make mistakes. Governments, kings, everybody. We're all going to make mistakes. That's a guarantee, isn't it? We're going to fuck things up. We're going to blow things up. Trying to get experimentation. We're going to have bad days. We're going to be pissed off. Let it be. Whatever way it is to vent it. You don't need therapy for that. Just vent. But somewhere along the lines, each and every single one is going to need something. And why would you not? You want to take that part of the story up? But we've also got to be respectful for the groups that are and the groups that will evolve. And let them rise. So we could look at Illuminati as being another way of looking at something, right? And the only reason why I use that as a sort of way of evolving, that's another way to look at it. Each group is going to stand out to each person's preference, personal preference, and when those preferences diminish, new ones are going to expand. And then these are going to contract and new ones are going to expand. Archive the ones that were known. Makes a very interesting history, doesn't it? But once people believe this, and then what happens is it becomes a story, doesn't it? So this was one belief. It had its peak, and then it began to dwindle off. Keep it, nothing lost. The knowledge is kept. The information, the data, the understanding, and this makes a great story, volume 1. There again, it will move into something else. When one drops down, a new belief kicks off anyway. And sure, some of these are going to capture a large amount of numbers. It's a bit of fame, really, isn't it, when you think about it? But divine fame, it's very different, isn't it? It's going to have its moments. Sure, it's going to dip down at some point and then. But others are going to evolve with a different type of belief system, and that's just usual, isn't it? It's like taking the Andrometer and mixing it with the Milky Way and combine them together, and then something else is going to come from that, and then when it mixes with something else, sure, that's believed as Andrometer for a while. This is believed as Milky Way for a while. Now it's the Andra Way, because it's combined. It never forgets that it was the Milky Way, and it doesn't forget that it was Andromeda. but still within it. But now there's this merging, this new understanding, information that's coming in, different stars, different composition, blah 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 blah. We're not going to accept that as being everything. Why not? Because now there's another one coming in, and whatever it's called is going to merge with it. Now you got 3, then you got 4, then 5, and then the more information that comes in with different compositions of planets, you're extending your information. Ain't no good being a Milky Wayan when you've got all of these other mixes. Oh no, don't want to see those. We're only here for about the Milky Way. We don't have to get on the top spot either. If one group is here and another group creates this, then it goes in favor. This might give you a bit of time to enhance your information, combining some of this, and then off you go again. That becomes version 2. This one's a new version. That one might dip down, another version comes up. It's just the way religion happens over time. Look at it. If you could see it, it appears like a flower, opening and closing. Well, when one closes, another one opens, and another, and another. It looks like a plant growing. All of this is the leaves. When it reaches the peak, that's when the flower opens. You might want to see it as a lotus leaf.
Yep.
Flower, sorry. And that's the knowledge. And then traveling in space, so your knowledge on the Earth. It's flowering. But then you start getting some knowledge from another planet. You combine both of these knowledges and it begins to increase a new variable that is made into the equation now. There's more to think about. There's more to ponder on how to create with, to invent, to experiment. And then this will create something else to open. These ones are still flowering within it, but this one's now a new type of flower, let's say. And again, it's about evolving. The plant's evolving now. Evolving. Bit like that. Bit like flowers, I think. Space is definitely it. We can spend a whole lot of time worrying about who's at the top. We don't want to be like that. It doesn't work either way, does it? But yet, if we align together, the one thing that we should all have on our minds is space where we need to head? And the answer is, I think that we can all agree and say, yes. Should that be the forefront of what we do? Then can we adjust businesses slightly as the give and take will give, but we need you to sort of be able to align over to this? Because once we start getting it there, we most certainly have no risk of going to war with one another, do we? Because who's the best? Well, we all need each other. And then when we're in that mindset, we've got the proof, we're growing into it. Can we open the door up for other people to come? It's going to take a lot of you. Then when you begin to open this door, but again, it can be sabotaged. It's about being as strong as that in order to work with that. And then it's, what do we call sabotage? And then we then have to look at that from a nation. That's one particular nation looking at it like that. Then we need to ask across to all the other nations. Are you willing? It's pretty obvious that we could all blow the shit out of each other, right? We all got the capability to do it. Man, and this can keep on going. We can keep fucking each other over and over again, can't we? No one is the best in that, and no one is the worst. Not really. We know we can do that. Shit me, you could do it, I could do it, anyone can do it. You just got to sit down and focus with the environment, and people don't blow up things that are of value. People don't hold and respect things that are valuable, do they? Or is it lack of value? Stop whinging about society, you. That's reverse psychology. Psychology is a strange thing. Society often impacts sociology, and it does. It really does. And then a few individuals they're broken. They might see themselves as broken. And then these people over here, backed by this group here, don't care how you got like that. They want to fix the way you are seeing it while you are like that. Then the group that may not be broken, they are, but maybe they have a mask on, pretend one. There are people over there that will fix you. And then this stops you understanding what the problem was that caused it. You're whinging, you're a victim, you're this, you're that. Are people who feel they're not broken, are they ever going to go into something like that? Are you going to pay money for psychology course if you're not broken?
No.
No. Why? So you're missing a piece of data then, yeah? But then we could ask a better question. What happens if all the lives were equal and you go through the same thing these ones go through? And you'll have more people standing up to outnumber this. Do you see? Psychology is a very strange thing. It gets you to look at life that is terrible and gets you to see it as good because of how you are going to respond to it. But the problem is with psychology, I think this is why we see the rise in violent crimes quite a bit, because you clearly don't understand the mechanisms of the mind. You've seen this happen. Someone calls someone something and they say I'm going to be the bigger man. Yeah. And they do, they say that, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to be the bigger person and walk away. I'm not going to let you. And then hours later, at home, it comes out. They snap. It's the problem with psychology. Just because you can get it to go away a few times, the boats want to come and rob the shoreline again and start eroding your coastline. You have to take them out. Conscious effort to keep always. It's so tiring to keep taking it out and dropping the anchors of those massive ships further out in the distance, And somehow they just creep back in. Often than not, when you're not doing anything, or often than not, could be when you're concentrating on something, then it bugs your concentration. And at that time, you're so focused on this, these want to come back to the coastline. And again, you have to continuously use this psychological bullshit that you're taught to keep pushing all of this shit away. And then you get another ship, and another ship added to it, and another ship added to it, and another ship. And then when these all come in on a tidal wave, you get an explosion with someone. They flip out, explode, and then they end up in prison. And then they're judged for that one moment, as opposed to multiple erosions. And that's where it's dangerous, because then you don't see it. And everyone doesn't believe that it's sociology that affects your psychology, your outer environment affects your inner environment. Problem is with the outer environment, you can sort of shut the door on it if you're not in that environment. So some people might start with the whole psychology videos on a live psychology video and start giving you little subtle jabs and little jabs. And then you'll say, no, I am a strong person. I will hear this. Because you won't walk away, right? Because you've got to, that might make me look, which is a psychological test in itself. You must understand that. If you haven't learned anything, then you wouldn't keep pushing these videos away. You've got to be able to go through these toxic situations. You've got to be able to hear me criticize you, right? Do you get what I mean? You don't have to, do you?
No, I don't.
But if you walk away from that, you're weak, you're weak, you're weak, you're weak. Oh, you're strong, you're strong, you're strong.
Manipulation.
Kinda. So we've got to be aware of that. And just by pushing it away and not accepting and having nothing's being resolved, this shit's going to keep on happening. It's like playing Buckaroo. So, no, I don't believe in psychology. I do not think that that's the way to deal with a situation, because what it says is that we can leave society exactly the same because it's the way you respond to it. That's what that is saying. And no. That should not be it. That's a quick way out. And you ask yourself the question, if it wasn't so toxic, what would happen then? What would life be like for everybody in that? Or do we want to keep leaving the apples that are rotten with the fresh apples? I'm saying that it's these individuals. Do you get it? I don't know if you understand it.
Fresh apples will rot as well when in contact with rotten apples.
Do you ever sometimes think around about some of the situations? Just sometimes they just pop into your head.
Mm-hmm.
You're not consciously thinking about it, but it always keeps coming back around, yes?
Yeah.
I can assure you that load gets heavier and heavier with the more that is being thrown on, the more that you are subject to, the more and more that is put on you. Amplify it each time it comes round. So whereas you're thinking of one particular thing that stands out, it's impacting you, yes? Sort of knocks you when you're reading perhaps, and then maybe then it distracts you from reading or doing something, or you're at work or wherever it is, and then it just pops into your head and you begin to think about it. Then you get into a cycle of thinking about that, then you try and push it away.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, okay, you can juggle with one.
Yeah.
Now add 10 things on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is valuable for hunter-gatherers. This should be prehistoric these days.
Yeah.
It comes from when they saw their loved ones dying from starvation. It came from when they were living quite very bad times. Without them going through that, they then decided to push back at it and create a better world for people to live in, which would then be their kids, which then would be their neighbors, which would then be everybody else. And then it's supposed to keep trending like that usually.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to keep going. But it runs into an issue when we get to about now. And then you've got prehistoric people in a modernized mindset. Some people have to. Now, if you imagine that with just the one or two things that you've had, seems to be quite normal, is okay. Then add on all of some other stuff. So you can compare your life to somebody else's somewhere else.
Yeah.
Compare it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, by the time you've pushed away one thought, another one's come in. Then you've got to push that away, and then another one's come in, and then you've got to push that away. Psychology wants you to believe that there's this magic delete button, that they can wipe your memories out. They can make you just forget about these things. They can't. So therefore, it is bullshit. Sometimes you think of your past loved ones, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's happy, and sometimes it's very soberingly, sadly type.
Yeah.
Sort of whirls around.
Yeah.
And cycles of one to the other, to the other, to the other. And then people just like to try and stack these on people until they snap. And usually this triggers something that I think some part of the groups like it and some parts do not. Transformation. But all the structures that have done this, and whether deliberately or accidentally, you understand that? And then this triggers a sort of want to do something about it. Maybe by teaching, maybe by guiding. There's a lot to it that can be learnt from this. But it's interesting, you'll have all the psychologists ready and waiting that they're going to be able to help you with this. And here's a depression tablet, and here's... Yeah. You're offering out tablets to fix a society that's broken because of the structures. Now again, the numbers get big. It starts to push on the boundaries, and that's what it's doing. That's what it needs to do. Why? Because it triggers this. Things begin to run out. That's how it's supposed to be by design. It's meant to be limited. Everything is meant to be rare. And even if you start going into space and everything else, it appears to be abundant. It's an illusion, because that will then start to become rare. Numbers begin to build out, and guess what it pushes again? Next star system. Next star system. Gets a little bit easier when it becomes star systems, because there's not enough stars. Well, there's too many stars in the system that you're in now, called your galaxy, and just so happens that more come. These mergers, they're very few and far between, but when you calculate, it's more common than you've got time to devour all of the stuff around the outside and recycle this stuff. And again, it can begin to get rare, and then flyby galaxies might hitch a ride on those. Some groups may do, may not. Anyway, where does this point lead? That's essentially what people are doing when they bring out psychologists. It's to say that this behavior here, from a societal point, is okay. Mm-hmm. It's to say that this gives us justice to go to war. That's okay. This is okay. These things are okay. When it's not. Anybody with a degree that was actually looking at this stuff would understand. No, this is not okay. You know, Charles Dickens, this is not okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once again, history has repeated itself. That's not what you're being programmed for. It's not what it's for. Not so you can play human buckaroo. And there again, it's a numbers game. So if you were to snap at the ones that did this, most of them are hidden at the top of CEOs, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're protected.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually the innocent people that get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it works. Because at the end of the day, they get to close all their cowardly doors on it. They're all far away whilst playing these little games, but yet call themselves powerful, and none of them can come to you and do this. If it was true power, why would you hide? Why would you need protection? You wouldn't need it.
No.
And what's more, there are people in society that might just knock you in the right way, and you'll go straight. You see, cowardice. Hide behind. Pattern is there. Soldiers, hide behind soldiers, hide behind these individuals, hide behind those individuals, get them to go out and do your dirty work for you. Because you feel safe. while taking the safety away from somebody else.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. That is a very interesting thing. And we'll dress it up as psychology and this, that, and the other. And maybe it's because of this, or maybe it's because of you. It's because of you. It's because of you. It's because of you. No. No, it isn't. It's because of this. You allowed it. Power asks two things from you. Only two. It gives you the power to do these things, but it also gives you the power to not do it. You'll understand this. Anyone that believes in a higher power, you probably get this a little bit more. Does a God have the power to end you all?
Yeah.
And then chooses not to? It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you might argue somewhere, it doesn't mean that they won't, because they would. You understand that as well. To allow it to continue. That is an act of Satanism, if I ever did see it. So it does go beyond what you can understand. That's power. To end it. And what does that end look like? Well, it's the same version of your power. Do you have the power to go at people who you believe are beneath you? Order other people to go and do that whilst you stand around in your palaces of safety?
They do that, don't they?
Or do you have the power? And which one should be used? If this naturally rose up in your nation, which one would be the correct power? You know, it's something that when we do something, do you notice that it's the middle fingers that only connect?
Yeah.
Until you push it.
Mm-hmm.
Creates a triangle until you push. Do you notice that the pyramid is in the middle?
Yeah.
The middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
I've often told you that this is usually offensive on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's only here. The middle finger, beyond two forces. One explaining the quantum reality and one the reality quantum in your mind. You have to walk the middle ground. Knowing, before you get into a fight, if you've already won the fight, is there any point in fighting?
No.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
So anyone that is above, let's say, or walks the peak, well, they've got a choice, haven't they? Choice to do that and make that happen for other people, which then means you wander into one side too much. Or you could utilize that power to bring that down in your structures of anyone else that is doing that, which then teaches you, doesn't it? Teaches you when is there a time to use that? Well, that's the time to use it.
Yeah.
And when is the time to reverse your power of that? To then go off into creation and making a better world to get on the edge, because that's a true God's work, isn't it? To be in the middle. Know when something is needed and how far to lean in to get back to the middle and then continue off creating. Back to the middle and observe. Observing what? Well, is there going to be any of this stuff here rise up in this creation here? Well, you're not going to know if you're in either side, are you? Because you're either going to be too much in the light, too busy running away with this to even worry about whether there's anything dark, because we're going to have the blinkers on. And you're going to be too much in the dark to even give a shit about creating anything that's light. So I will say this. I like the chessboard, but I am neither square. I'm the bit in the middle of all the squares. I'm the piece in the middle, you know? Not the bits on the board. I don't give a shit about any of that. I really don't. I'm the little bit in the middle. Aren't you? Do you? Which one would you walk in? You know?
Yeah, I want.
Which one would you choose to walk in? To say that we do God's work, yes?
Yeah.
You understand the chessboard, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I walk this way. I don't ever need to step on one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
It means I can get everywhere on the board. That means I can observe either side.
Yeah.
When you create something, you'll understand this, a planet,
Mm-hmm.
and you put vessels on it. They're going to go either way. You're going to give them something abundant, something that's very nice.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly creating in the niceness, what you're not paying attention to,
The other
the
side,
darkness.
yeah, the dark.
the dark, the evil that they can do.
Yeah.
So you have to give, take, give, take. And then there's a balance, right? When the board illuminates, you never ever get it illuminate as one. You'll always get it go into darkness. Always. Understand that. One or the other. Pick one. So if they decide to go in all the dark, yes?
Yeah.
In all the dark, and then blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. You don't have to make this with squares. You can make it with circles. You can make it with whatever you want. When it leans too far into one,
Yeah.
then the board starts appearing with little light blits in it. You call them stars, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand the pattern that's coming here?
Yeah.
So you lean into the darkness and start bursting out bits of light in the darkness. Nothing's truly dark. Take a look at your universe. I would love to show you the other one. Invert it and you'll get the idea. Take a picture and invert it. So the dark looks bright and the bright looks dark. Just invert that for a second.
Yeah.
Everything is coded. Everything. All of it. When you begin leaning into this, bursting bits of darkness, light, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're walking in the middle, is it true that you can grab a piece of the light and shove it into the darkness? Make it look like a dice. But likewise, in order to transform that, something on the other side has to transform into little polka dots. But again, they learn to mop it out, bleach it. Now what happens if they then begin to convert this into darkness? And then this into darkness?
Yeah.
Then what we're left with
Darkness.
is no longer a board. We colour all of that in with blue, which my pens are running out. You understand the chessboard? That's the
Yeah.
bit that no, that's appearing as white. Who cares? Let's try green. We might even do it with red. Let's say if we convert this whole thing into darkness, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All of it. Where does the light leave then after that? On the edge?
Yeah.
Game over. It's not about the board, it's not about the pieces. It's got nothing to do with it. The pieces are pieces at the end of the day, aren't they? Let's do another analogy. So you'll understand that you've got the pawn, bishop, rook, whatever you want to call them all. Got them all on there, yes? Is it true that I can remove all life forms from this planet and the universe will still exist?
Yeah.
What do you then get? Well, think about it. What would you then get if it was, remember the illumination. So illuminating a higher power, yes? Activating a higher power. Turn your board dark. Then what shines through?
The edges.
That is truly game over. Then, if you were the ones here in this pattern, you call it the cross stitch, the tapestry. Call it whatever you want. To allow that to continue is an act of what? Never mind, you don't follow anyway. Okay, so if this converts all to darkness, so you've got a white board, you've got a black board, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black. You've got the bits that separate the two, either or. Seem invisible.
Yeah.
Seem like you can't see them. So you can see the physical, and by looking at the physical, you can then see these little quantum areas around the outside, right? But there's something else missing in between all of that. The next bit, the middle, yes? Which is this. It's bright and it's dark, and this causes it to be not seen. Distracts you. Then you convert one over into one. Too much light? It's not too bad. Still reveals. Too much light. Would you say, what would you say that would be? That would be like filling the universe with many stars, yes?
Yeah.
What about filling the universe with just darkness?
Then there's nothing visible.
Well, then that's end of life, yes?
Yeah.
So both ways can create the end of life, yes? Both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, too much.
Too much of one, too much of the other. Darkness would be black holes. Fill it up with all black holes. Gone.
Yeah.
Fill it up with too many stars. Gone. There is a balance, yes, polka dot balance. Balance would be equal to one force versus the other. Fill it up with too much darkness, and this is universal. Now we can put this into life. Put it into nature, put it into bones, put it into resources, put it into whatever you want to, yes? Create it on a vessel. Eternal life. Too much eternal life. What happens if you're blown to bits? You still live eternally, but it'll be how you live.
In pieces.
What happens if you don't have a great medical history? Let's say there's no doctors or any ability to fix a spine or anything like that, let's say. Eternal life, but with a bust back. You still live eternally, but what happens if all food runs out? You still live, but hungry. What happens if all water? You'll still live, but not a way to live, though, right? Do you understand that? Yes?
Yeah, I do.
So too much of a good thing, not too good. Too much of a You need a balance there. You need definitely a type of balance. So a recycling system, yes, which helps hold the balance. And then you're going to go and put life forms on it. And they're going to lean in too far. You've got the power? Yes, you do. How are you using it? You're using it to lean too much? But never getting into the middle to observe it.
Yeah.
Just have a look. If this continues like this, or I like this game here. This game here will not continue. Okay, let's remove all of these people. That's your act. You say it's for a higher power. But did the higher power do that for you then?
Yeah.
They come down and smite you.
But you know, no,
Would you collect that? I like the meek. Do you know that?
yeah.
Let me give you an example, okay? If you were collecting vessels, which ones would you want? The ones at the top or the ones that struggled? I want the ones that struggled. I want the ones that I know I could put into a planet somewhere if they wanted to with other vessels, and they'll do it. No matter how hard it is, they'll bow through it. There are loads of kings, queens, leaders. There's loads of these. These are loads. Life naturally seems to, throughout your history. I like the ones that find their way, you know? Take as much shit as they possibly can. Why? Because they know they'll do good. Those are the variables. Those are the ones that you, let's say if we remove all of the leaders on one planet, all of them, every single one of them, all of them, the rich and everything else, with their money and everything, and we remove them all on one planet. They can take whatever they want, the hierarchy, everything. They can take it all, and they can take it over there. Now, compared to everyday people versus those, which ones leave the planet first? Which ones come together first? Which ones know how to do what they're doing? Which ones know how to grind it?
The rich people just expect to be served. They don't
Okay,
know.
yeah, okay, so which ones would be able to lead the way? Which ones do you want money on?
The ordinary people.
Ordinary people. Why would you say that? Apparently, in your understanding, ordinary people are.
Not in my understanding.
So, do you think they're close to godliness then?
Yeah, human and humane, aren't they? No? Okay.
No, I don't know. Just weird questions. I'm just tumbling into this one. It's not really what I want to talk about today. There was something else, but still, I'm still going into this. So, if you removed everybody from the top, everyone, all of them, CEOs, board members, House of Lords, all of them, every single one of them, all of those, gentry, kings, governments, politicians, all of them. And we're going to remove them all on one planet. And then we took the life forms from this one. Equal number, but from the bottom. And we're going to stick them on there. They're then told, you may do whatever you want. But remember this, the ones that reach for space are the ones that will live in more abundance. Think about it. Then we go to the other ones. Say the same thing. Which ones will make it and which ones will fight amongst themselves. You can't have it. You can't have all leaders on the same planet. It don't work.
I know. They will fight
They will fight over dominance, hierarchy.
Yeah.
Would they take their soldiers? I would wonder that. I mean, you can take anything you want.
Not allowed, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't let them have the soldiers?
No. Let them do their work themselves.
Oh, okay.
And see who will become the lowest class. Because that will happen. Because they need it.
Do you place soldiers higher?
Then what?
You think if you were to put soldiers there, soldiers are taught how to battle.
Yeah. They would become their servants. I wouldn't want to put soldiers there.
When the board turns completely dark, and you've got an understanding of a higher power, if it was to leave it, what's that an act of? Satan?
Darkness.
Well, that would be darkness, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Then you would have to agree that the heavens are full of this darkness, yeah? You'd have to believe that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Then how many people of the meek have been collected? It loves meek. Most people say, you're bottom feeders. Yeah, let's just do the math. Let's remove all the bottom feeders off the planet. What would happen? Well, all the ones that support life on top of the bottom feeders, which they are supporting the life, would cease to exist very quickly without bottom feeders. Why? Because there's no purification.
Yeah.
It becomes too toxic too quickly, and you understand that in hierarchies, remove the bottom feeders as they're called.
Yeah.
What would happen? Same thing.
Dirty. Quickly dirty.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So then, if you have a collection of divine that are all bottom feeders, and they will have to make a decision to view darkness and allow it to continue, or to stop it. Well, I'll ask you, what would your vote be?
Stop it.
You see, you flick your leg when you say that. That's because you've got a bit of nervousness because you think that to stop it means to end it, yes? That's the bit that makes you a bit nervous, isn't it? Is it that? Honestly, is that the nervous tick you've got there? Is it about that to? Okay, what if you were a part of the divine, and then you cast your vote, already safely guaranteed? What would you say? Allow it to continue. Go there and teach it. But if teaching falls short, then what would your decision be? After you've thrown everything you can at it, what would your decision be? Let it continue. Then that begins to tarnish you, your reputation. Is that what you're about?
No.
So what would you do then if you saw darkness in that way? Full on, full blown. You would end it or allow it to continue?
Stop it.
Why would you stop it? What are you after? Balance?
Remove suffering of some. Why would you let it continue if there's nothing you can do?
Would you ask the vessels in the darkness what they feel about it? Would it be their vote only?
I don't know.
You don't know. I wouldn't.
Guess. No.
I wouldn't know. How do they know? How do they know what's good for them? Can some people go through some hard times and call it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Going through that situation. In order to go through that, in order not to give people satisfaction and all the rest of it satisfaction, do you have to pretend like everything's okay?
Yeah.
Because people have got a sense of satisfaction of when they're waiting for it. They're waiting. So then to ask my opinion on that,
Yeah.
as opposed to it being watched by something else.
Yeah.
Where they may isolate you deliberately, seclude you. Abandon you. Ooh, ooh, this is darkness, this is. Ooh. And then do you ever think that that's the test? It gives you a rough idea of what could be happening to other people as well, right? And then you have to fake it and keep up this up appearance in order not to give people satisfaction. You are then not allowed to talk about it, and even if you are, they may isolate you further by shadow banning. You've got to remember that too. That's another act. To watch it and do nothing because they were the ones that may have orchestrated it, or claim that they're powerful. Oh, but it takes so long to make change. Do you know how long it takes to make change? Well, fuck me. Start making ideas and watch how quick they absorb those.
Yeah.
Within weeks. If not within days. But misery takes way too long.
It takes centuries, doesn't it?
Do you know how long this is? No, you want to change something, you could do it tomorrow. You've already proven this.
Yeah.
This could begin to happen now. One thing I don't agree with religions, that where's God?
Nowhere. God has already been, according to religion.
Higher powers found people in deserts. Actually, no, they were wandering before that. Do you ever think God will move towards the alignment? If we call it God, divine, spiritual ancestors, dimensional beings that have passed on and worthy enough to be collected, whatever you want to call it, you know, it's all a fluke. If you want to believe that, that's also cool. Do you think a higher power will magnetize a line with something and go with it wherever it may go? Through every valley, through every peak, through every dip, whether here, space, or anywhere. Do you honestly believe that the higher powers would never walk with an individual on the moon? Or around Jupiter? Or on a spacecraft? What are we going to do when we start building spacecrafts? And shit, God's going to stay here in all the churches.
Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, but with all the things that you've made it from, are gods, are the higher powers. It's all, you can't get any more in there than it is in there. It's in the ground. It's in the sun. It's in the planets. It's in this whole universe. That goes with you wherever you go. Never abandons you, always walks beside you. You're never alone, never truly. It guides you, fixes you, helps you, heals you. Fucking hell, might as well build a church around yourself then, mightn't you? Be the walk-in church, yes?
Yeah.
We can often look for weird things in weird places. We always can look for that. I guess that's why they call these temples. God goes to the temple. Well, where's that then? Then we class these things as temples. Not how it works. And you roll your eyes up and, oh God, it's all about God again, isn't it? Yeah, because you don't feel it. Why not? You see, that's the bit. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
When you ask that question, why not? Why can't I? Why is it just? Try aligning. See what happens. But I think the world has been structured in such a way that it is to remove God's access,
Yep.
the divine's access, because they know better.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever think that the world has been done that way? That humans know better?
No, they don't
That
know.
they've tried and educated it out, they've tried to remove it. You can also call it light. I will not call it darkness, although it's not, darkness is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful force used in the right way. For the system to continue on beyond a certain point is detrimental, and for it to rise at a certain point, and for individuals anywhere to rise up at a certain point, is also detrimental. Not saying that it's impossible, just saying that it's very detrimental for new life. So yeah, do you think that most of it has been tuned on Earth by humans to shut it out?
Yeah. And cash on.
Oh, you can cash in off it over there. Yeah, it's another monetized system, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what they love. Cashing on everything.
And then everyone walks around like, I wonder what these ancients were feeling. Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Cool, you're missing out on a treat. You're missing out. I'm going to assure you you're missing out. And then teach everyone about atheism and... And I think that somewhere along the line, people know this. I think that they know that their ancestors did this. I don't think it was passed down. Do you?
We're lost now.
Here's the thing, right? If Freemasonry wasn't secretive back before Y-Strap and was well known to everybody and all of their stuff was published and put out there, if anyone tried to steal it, wouldn't the pecking order go, hey, you got this from these? But when you make things secretive, it's hard for you to then go, they stole that. Because the other side can go, well, I don't see any proof. Which proof? Anyway, it's just the story I'm on about, as opposed to who's who. Either or. What about this one then? Someone's got something to say, but I'll tell you when you're older. Then you might get some sort of condition or something happens to you or you die in battle or you take life for granted like that. But let's say you were harboring one of the biggest secrets and you didn't get to pass it on. By the way, the goddess... Or another group knew this and then began to mute it out of people. They taught them, right? Remember, when you understand one way into something, there's a bit of a, it's going to have to be changed, but that's for a later date. You can teach people how to move away from it. Revisualize and go back in time. So reality is to trigger something. You're already going through an event. Anyway, I want to leave this one here and move on to another one if I can, if that's all right, because I don't want to merge these two together. I really don't. These are the points. Anyway, I do believe in that. The space is the way to go. If all things join together, yes, but not join together hand in hand and everything else like that. Be respectful. I once noticed this. Somebody from a religious group called Islam, there is Islam, yes? Yeah. Was saying that I was more Christian than Christian because I can respect Jesus. What did he say? God said to accept Jesus but not to worship. So it was it was jabby, but also quite friendly as well, you know? You sort of look at that and be like, that's not bad. And then you would probably have someone who was Christian on the other side of that saying, yes, but this was this, and this. And do you get that works? That fucking works. That really does work. Neither group is sort of prodding one another sort of thing. It reminds me of a teacher waltzing in, writing down on the board of how long their group took versus ours, and one letter at a time. It was so suspense. It was like looking equal for a bit. Each one talking about something. Anything that I talk about, I'm not religious in any way, shape, or form, but I do believe in a higher power. Does that even make any sense? Probably not. A divine, a collective of life forms, and only because it seems to resonate in the realistic spectrum ever. Why would you be here? It's all a fluke. Okay. All right, there's another one. I don't believe that, any of that. Do I pick any one of your religions per se? No. Do I like some? Yeah, I like the understanding of man and woman, which would then be Judaism. Yes. I like that. I like the understanding of Jesus, although some of the stories, I don't know if they're correct, the resurrection part, I don't think that's... And I am the Son of God. I don't think he said I. I think he said we. And again, hermaphrodite. I've never heard of any talk about hermaphrodite. Well, they are there, and then are we doing it on age, or are we doing it across biomes? Are we doing it across planets? Are we doing it from life form to life form, or just humans? And male and female. At a certain point. Again, close, but miles away. I think this is why they got scholars. They're trying to find it. They're trying to find it. And if I didn't know any better, I think that you know, without saying it, that your ancestors have lied to you, and in some battles you've lost the information. It didn't get passed on, right? So perhaps Romans fought with the sword. I don't know. Maybe not even Romans. Maybe some Vikings. Any group, okay? Some particular soldier group. Yeah. Went over and battled a load of people and killed them before, and they held some secrets. Yeah. Some knowledge. And maybe this is what triggered them to get pissed off, because they wouldn't show them how to access God without it being, huh? Come on, you owe me something. Which... that's frowned upon. Yeah. But there again, if it was released as a common knowledge, would it be common knowledge? Because there might be fear from the governments that God might say, you don't need governments. By and large, this can work. It can work. This can work. This can actually be very beneficial. Don't think God would say that. Currently, disappointing. Currently, impressive little bursts. Yeah, not bad. Before that, very disappointing. Evolving to something, and just so happen to see whether you walk into something yourself. And I guess you've got to feel it to believe it, and when you do feel it, you'll believe it. But it's going to change you. And I think you want it, and it is a beautiful feeling. You'll love it. But would you hold it? Would you hold on to it and not share it with people? No, I think it would change you to share it with other people. But knowing that, would you then experience it? There's a journey to this, and there's a reason as to why the journey has to be this way. So I'm going to mark these down, because I'm going to go and get into mindset.
So did you want to start a new one, or?
I do.
You have to tell me when. I don't know.
Yeah, but even still, every group, there's enough room for everybody, right? But again, everyone's going to need their own space program. Christianity. Why would you want to stay here? Share the message. Well, we can align it. Everyone, why wouldn't you want to share that message? Communities. Masons, you want to go space as well? Governments, you all need to go space. Soldiers, you need to go space. People, we all need to go space, right? The more of us that have got access to this stuff. And he sounds like, oh my God, that's just like impossible. Yeah, go back in time and tell people there were going to be fucking cars when they got horse and cart. They would never believe you. Oh my God, that sounds like, oh, I don't know about that. That would be rather difficult, won't it? You should know this with your positions. You know that what you say is possible. Rockets. You only need to figure it out once. All right, sure, we're going to lose a few in the process. Well, let's aim it for fucking bonfire night then. Fire off a load of rockets. You only need one to work. And then there should be the understanding to give this out equally. The blueprints, here you go. Why? Because then it stops this competition of anyone going to go to war with each other, and then we become beneficial for one another. The more resources we bring in, you don't need this universal basic income. Yes, that will work to get you through. That will work to pause the gap. But what are people going to do with that money? Just pay bills. Not have any left to go and do something. No land to work. There's no place in this whole entire country that will allow you to go and build whatever the hell you want. This place here, do what you want. Like what? You know, go and create some stuff. You sign this, you're here at your own fucking safety. If it all goes balls up, your problem. Yeah, alright then. Are you sure? Yeah, life's a risk, ain't it? Go experiment, build something, play around with energy, do what you need to do. Whatever it is. Go on over there. That comes the freedom area. I think that's needed. I do think that is needed. Whatever you do in here stays in here. Not murder. Not this and not that. Those things, iron fist. The rest of it, what it will be, will be. Over a certain age, makes it wise enough. Well, fuck me, you can put fucking poisonous chemicals inside your body and call it smoking? Jesus Christ, but you can't actually make somewhere where people can go and do the same thing? Slow form of suicide is profitable, but that isn't. It could be the next breakthrough in that, whatever it may be. Better way of building houses. You'd think that it would be done inside houses, wouldn't you? Nah, but you need houses to fall down, don't you? You need to build them so they break, because then you can make some jobs. That is so fucking pointless. Like, people have got time for that shit. Yeah, sure. Thinking up this stuff. Thinking up that. I mean, how many territories does Britain have? Easter Island, parts of Antarctica, little bits of this, ocean, this, that, and the other. Well, how much do you need? You got enough, ain't you? One game, someone likes a favourite animal. So they got a little type of computed bot that they've got that's going to study that animal from a distance, not freak the animal out or anything. It's going to look like a rock with eyes. You can get up close and personal without disrupting the animal too much. Or watch and learn some stuff. Well, what does this kid become? Another fucking scientist. You'll be able to document it on their little group, and yeah, it's good on them. They figured out this. Nice. Somebody else is entertaining for reading versus their little bit of studying and doing. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool, isn't it? Finding new species and get to really understand what they're about. Maybe they could do a little video for it as well. What is wrong with that?
Yeah.
Grow up becoming quite an expert on it. Their habitat. Version 2. How could you make their own habitat like that they've got naturally inside a spacecraft biome? I don't know. Well, you seem to be the expert in this. And somebody else over there was also doing the same thing as you, and maybe you should join together. Just really start bringing people together with this, which then, well, you can focus on the rockets. Why did you choose to do this on bonfire night? Because some of these are going to explode. Oh yeah, we're charging for entry, by the way. Because if it does, either way, it's going to be a celebration. We're going to see it pop. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. And then fire up a load of fireworks beside it. Why? Because we can be funny about that. And the ones that are successful, fucking slam down and let's also light the fireworks and celebrate. Day of life. Wow. Might as well. Personally, I'll probably do this more over to the oceans. Because then you've got your massive, you know, setting up rockets when no one else is going to sabotage your rockets would be better done over an ocean. Ain't no sniper in this shit. You see, you stick out like a sore thumb. Most people say that's pretty difficult, but you can put a web of boys out. Boys! You know, in order to be able to, anyone that goes in that area is... Well, you can take your shot at it, but good luck making it past the... We'll get you, disarm you, and next time you get front row seat at the success. Because that will piss you off more. Why will it? Well, because that's what you wanted to prevent, wasn't it? I give you a cage, front row seat, watching it actually happen. You know what? Look at that! See, you tried to stop this, didn't you? Oh, look at that. Oh, no, it's a shame you're in here, really, isn't it? No. Take him away. No, I assumed that it would be a he. Might be a female, you never know.
You never know.
So you could do things like that, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And in the process, what have council got to get better at doing? What's Saffron got to get better at doing? Building better houses, most definitely. Finding a way to utilise soakaways for all of that water that can go on to grow a lot of food. And would probably be a better way to utilise that water.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's too much for that, use it to flush the sewers out. But probably not into the rivers. Or store it up for when the rivers start getting low. Yeah, fucking right, mate. You want to look after fish? That's the way to do it.
Yep.
Got to find a new way of making grit. As opposed to dropping salt over everything. Got to find something else. Well, what are we going to do? Well, I guess it's time to redesign the roads. Roman version 2.0. Actually, no, it'd be version 3.0. It's got to be another way. Or you have selective vowels on all the road drains go to a separate, an artificial river. Small one, not terribly big, so if it does rain and you drop down all of that down, you turn the valve and all that salt water makes its way straight to the ocean. Fuck me, we're an island, aren't we? It'll be much more better there than mixing into the rivers. We sweat salt, which is a very good indication, you know. Do you know why you sweat salt? And why it's not fresh water? Yeah, you can go through all the hammeries and this, that, and the other. The only reason why you sweat salt, if you sweated just water, nothing but water, you would be sweating non-stop all the time. Salt is a bit more trickier to get rid of, and it doubles up as antifreeze. Not overly, so therefore you were not born in Arctic conditions, and you were not born in terribly warm ones either. You sort of want to... Anything below what salt water freezes at, that's where you come from. You've evolved from that.
Mm-hmm.
Your sweat. Incredibly salty. Loads of humans together, sweating, it dropping on the floor, would also dissolve ice. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You drink sea sweat, and you sweat what the sea fucking needs. And by doing so, you can dissolve ice, convert this into water. That's a very interesting process, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And then you knock these crystals out into the bones of crystal. But I think when going to space, the bones will no longer be a thing. Bigger brains, more limbs. This stuff. Cartilage. And I think cartilage rots quicker, doesn't it? Than bone.
Yeah.
How the hell does it know that? The ear. So close to the head. What is this for? That's keeping it there for later. Now, has it utilized this? This is probably what we'll be made of. Not bone, but this stuff. Which, again, inertia. I think this copes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you hit into bone, your organs hit bone, and that's very detrimental to you. If you hit into cartilage, not so bad. And then I think human organs will turn elastic. There'll be a more elastic within it. You understand this with an octopus through a small hole.
Yeah.
So, and we will have this. This is what we'll be constructed of. This also helps for waste. You gotta understand it. Humans, if we keep going here on a planet, your bones will build up until there's nothing but skull and crossbones left. That's what you'll be left with. Just skull and crossbones. Might as well. I think cemeteries should be done in a different way. We should be more realistic. What's realistic? Well, you got a wonderful place like the Abbey, but it seems to be graves that are past 300 years old. Do they belong in catacombs? When a cemetery turns to bone, and when the body turns to bone, and this is really good for the environment. Burning bodies is not good for the environment. I'm going to assure you on that one. Burning it is detrimental. Too much of this, and this will run away. This will cause a problem later on, if it isn't already on the verge of doing it. Nutrients needs to leak slowly into the soil, which is great for the ground around. It's really good for farming, although it's very morbid, but that's just the way it is. And it helps to knock the crystals out of the body when it begins to leak the juices. These juices are, by and large, things get knocked out, hence why you have crystal caves. Crystal caves, you melt those down and put it into water, you then get impurities in water. So crystals are a byproduct, yes, of keeping water pure. Without the crystals crystallizing, and then they're no longer soluble. Some are, some aren't. So the salt flats, yeah. These ones is crystal.
Yeah.
If that crystal didn't stay there, take a look at the Dead Sea. Is it the Red Sea? No, it is the Dead Sea.
Dead Sea.
That's how your oceans would be. What life is in there? Then what life are you? And another thing is the Dead Sea always there no matter how hot it is?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't evaporate. It does, but slower. It'll take a very long time to evaporate that due to the concentration of it. If we keep putting salt on the roads, we will over-concentrate the salt water, and eventually we will lose fresh water. Plus, when we're mixing it with rainwater, this rainwater gets into the river and it's mixing because of the current hitting into certain things, and you're mixing now salt with fresh water, and you are making it fresh water into salt water. This runs away. Keep going with this, and X amount of years from now, you will have no more drinkable water. And then it becomes even more harder, and things get even more crazier. And then you want to go nuclear energy. Well, you just fuck that up. We must remember the balance. Game and you don't realize these things, and hindsight, you'll be saying. You'll be looking back going, hindsight. No, there's no such a thing as hindsight. Hindsight is now. I am showing you hindsight. It's a very fascinating thing, isn't it, to look at it like that? I mean, it must seem weird, yeah? And then you give it loads of labels like crazy or mental. It's not. Well, I guess it is, because you have to use mental power in order to see the... And then am I manifesting reality? No, I'm just able to predict it based on what you're doing now. So, when cemeteries get to a certain age, personally, people would then say that this is morbid. Perhaps it's time we excavated the abbey. What do you mean? Well, we take those bones and we build a tunnel somewhere and we make a catacomb. What? It's burial desecration. Are you the same people that went and fucked around with the Egyptian pyramids? Don't even start with burial desecration with me. Somewhere along the line, you got to understand it. There's nowhere to bury people. Then this causes you to burn people. Burning people, it's good in the short term, but long term, it's not feasible. Run away with it. That's what scientists do. Stick it into a supercomputer of all the toxins that come off of you. All of the things that people have eaten over a lifetime. Put this in your atmosphere. It's now covering nature. It's getting around the world. We are putting those particles up. Also be it that they have burnt, but not all of it burns. You know, remember the heat pushes up things, and also the moisture. Moisture, when it's confined, takes a very long time in order to heat that moisture up, in order to cause it to go into steam. But you have to trap it, therefore condensing it. This is not what you're doing. It is venting, and therefore colder bits are lifting with the heat, a bit like hot air balloons. Mm-hmm. Although be it that draft that's going up is the reverse of sinking a ship. You sink a ship in the ocean and you're nearby, it pulls you down. It works the same way when you release hot air. It grabs some of the steam that hasn't got heated and takes that up. You may breathe this in. Depending on what that is, that's now in your lung, in your body. Sure, now and then a little bit of that isn't a bad thing. Take it as spores. Spores, a few of them here and there, not bad. Breathe a whole room of spores. Stay in a room of spores 24/7. That is not good. As shit starts to take over you, the body starts to, foreign objects get further and it runs away. Tobacco. You might think that smoking now and then is not really that bad. Do it all day, every day. Be in a whole room of smoke. All the time. It's going to kill you. So yeah, no, I would, which is good for churches, I suppose. It keeps the money coming in. It shouldn't be about money, but again, a place to rest for a bit while the family are there to be able to go somewhere. Where are you going to go when you cremated someone? Ah, shit. Some people like it, I get it. But is it because you like it, or is it because you've got nowhere else to bury anyone because all of the... And then you need a bit of science to find out how long does it take for a body to make bones. When it does, should that be signed into the agreement? Because if not, we're going to have boneyards and churches are going to turn into graveyards. That's what it's going to be. And then it's going to be a boneyard, and that's it. And then what are you going to do with these after that? Well, it's going to have to fall down and become ruin. I've seen lots of ruins. This is because of this reason, by the way. Falls apart, gets expensive. Members of the community are not really want to put into that. Councils probably don't want to put into that. Yes, this plot here is of this many people that died at this time, around this particular year. Here, next plot, this year. Then next plot, this year. This one, this year. Have these ones made bone? Yes. Okay? Exhumed in a very most delicate manner that you possibly can. And very carefully. I mean, it's kind of a nice sobering feeling, really, isn't it? Catacombs. I like it. I wouldn't mind that. What? Individually? The only time you'll ever be individual is when you're dead. Unless they're stacking boxes on boxes, which I don't think they are. Which, that could be something else as well. I would personally stack them. Past 6 foot, but still, stack them. You know, did we put that one 7 foot? Yeah, grave on top of a grave. Whoa, 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 people will say. Give people the option. Don't force it, ask it. We've got this one that's around this price range. It just means that some other people will be put in the headstone, then you'll always have your headstone remade and this, that, and the other. Oh, okay. You'll be there for this amount of time. It's not really a subject that anyone really wants to talk about. Isn't it baffling to walk past graves that are like 300 to 400 years old, and some of them, they've laid longer than they ever walked. They walked for 79 years. And they've been there for over 300, laying in a box. That's interesting. Don't even get me started on the pyramids, fucking hell. Could you imagine if we all had pyramids when we died? Shit me. I'm gonna turn the planet into a fucking, I don't know, some sort of spiky thing.
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog, yes. We'd have turned it into a star. I wonder if that's another thing that they were thinking of. You know, if we keep doing this, and it takes on, oh yeah, go on. Well, star god, anyway, but still, re, whatever. Whatever. So yeah, no, I would probably do it that way. First layer go down, next layer go down, next layer go down, next layer go down. Different plot. But then again, you'd have to do it in reverse though, wouldn't you? The oldest one would have to be lifted, the next, the freshest one go down. That's a lot of pain in the ass work, but still, could be done.
It's better to do the catacombs right away.
Yeah, let's say people want to be buried in the catacombs. You know what? I wouldn't mind that. Where do you want to be? Burnt? I don't know. Do you want to be buried in a church? I don't know if I can afford that. No. Well, there isn't anything else really. Catacomb? Well, I suppose it's possible. After all, we do have a lot of chalk caves. I mean... And as opposed to writing on the van, no tools left on this van, you might as well just write, no jewels left in this coffin. Afterlife. No? Yeah? No? Could do. Yeah. Well, what do you reckon to that? Yeah, I wouldn't mind catacombs. It's a good idea. How do you want to be arranged? I want you to convert me into a Batman symbol. My bones in the middle. My skull in the middle. Alright, we could do that. Oh, can you make my bones into a butterfly? Yeah. But it wouldn't be me doing it. Oh, of course. But someone in the future? What do you want to be? I want to be a chair. Why do you want to be a chair? Well, I'd rather have people sit on me. Just laying in a box for all that long. Bit like this, or however it is. Sounds very morbid, doesn't it? Yeah. But again, if people don't have these conversations, you run into problems. Then we've got to start burning, and then we run into even more problems. Oh, shit me. Well, everyone's going cold. How many people died last year? This many. How many did you cremate? This many. Am I right in thinking that that's a waste of energy? Well, what do you mean? Well, did you not put a fucking turbine on the top of it? Well, if you're going to cremate me, you might as well fucking power a turbine while you're there. How much energy did I make? Oh, you are a real fatty, aren't you? Yes, I am. Ooh, you're going to power Norfolk for a week. Okay, whatever it may be, but you know, yeah. Sounds very morbid, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? I wanted to give some money when I left. How about I give you an hour's worth of energy? How are you going to do that? How do you afford that? Well, cremation. So if people don't ask these fucking questions, then, you know, you... Oh, it's morbid. You're sick. Yeah. Okay. Suppose the headstones. Do you want to fucking put me underneath a fucking giveaway sign somewhere? Terry rests here and says, "You are 30 miles from Thetford. Have a nice day. Life. P.S. No. Well, I don't know if I want to be buried. Why not? I want to be sat going like this. With one arm that says this way to Thetford, okay? This way to Norwich. And under my nose, well, I wouldn't have a nose, would I? Cartilage again. Right, the direction that I'm looking in. It's this way to here. Wet Terry, it's raining. Dry Terry, it's sunny. Invisible Terry, fog. No? Jumping up and down Terry while dead? What's that? Earthquake. A moving Terry? Possessed. It's going to happen to all of us. That's almost a guarantee. But technically not all of us in the future. It's after all, it's a tool. Might as well use this tool to keep on going, right? That's all it is a tool. At the end of it, well, I ain't gonna be fucking needing it, am I? I'll have his teeth. I wouldn't. But yeah, no, still, when you've got to figure out things like that, what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah.
And you could have some real data going on a farmland beside it. If the cemetery is built on a raised hill.
Yeah.
Yeah? I hate the words semi and terry. I just, okay, double meaning for me. And, yeah, if you have it slightly raised.
Call it graveyard.
Might as well call it a boneyard then. Anyway, but if you had it slightly raised and you had a lot of farmland around it,
yeah,
and you're going to notice these juices leaking out, I would have to ask the question, what do those crops taste like? I got some perfume. Hang on a minute.
That's my grandma.
We're going to bring a whole new meaning to the word psychic. Every time I eat this crop, it gives me the vision. There's once this person coming through. I feel him. I'll be back in 6 hours. Yeah? But still, this is true. I wonder how much more luscious it would be. And this sounds very morbid, but what are you going to do when you reach on a spacecraft and you're traveling? Somebody dies. Shall we just give them a space burial? That's fucking stupid. That's got death. Are we playing hindsight again? Oh, sorry. The more you offload this, the less you're going to have. You need to be able to recycle. And especially if there's no more bones, cartilage, and it rots down very quickly. You're going to be putting nutrients back into the area.
If you have such area, then you can do that.
I want barren land above me, I tell you. Barren fucking land! Bury me in sand, bitches. No, recycle. I want to grow plants. I'll make good of that. Especially if you've got no bone to contend with, and then you're not building up with a waste product. It's amazing how your body already knows something, isn't it? Don't you think so? Not to grow you with bones. To grow you, boneless. Don't you think that's quite a good... We're the cartilage beings.
Like sharks.
Elastic organs. Oh no, our bullets don't work. End up like fucking flubber. Are you sure these used to kill people back in the day? Yeah, it fucking says so here. I think they were lying. Yeah, but I saw a video of it. Yeah, man, I think that's fucking been made. Humans walking around, 2 legs. I don't think so. Then you have one kid in the class that was like, I wonder what it was like to live like that. It was shit. I tell you, it was fucking shit. I'm telling you, you're much more better off flying around a fucking spacecraft. Literally. Bouncing off the walls. I reckon that's what you'll do. And doors. Doors will become a thing of the past. You'll just have like little holes in the wall. Mom! No, just kidding, right? But still, fucking in there. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? And then you'll come to planets and you'll build wings from cartilage. Cartilage is easy to, you can grow this on rodents. Now imagine growing cartilage wings. It will require you to shrink up a little bit. You look like a fucking bat.
Then you can start squeaking like that.
You can start
Squeaking like that.
squeaking like a bat.
Yeah.
And then everyone will be like, look like seen a ghost. They used to talk about angels. What are you reading there? It looks really old. Yeah, it's called a Bible. That's Bible. Yes. Angelic looking. Are you sure this is from the past? It looks like the future. And the book might as well be called Is It or Isn't It?
Yeah.
They named this pretty well, didn't they? Bible. Is it or isn't it? Look at that, I'm doing Old English now. But in a modern sort of setting, the language would have evolved. Maybe they will be squeaking.
Yeah.
Would you grow wings?
Would you need them in space?
I wasn't thinking of space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come down to a planet somewhere. Make it just jump and bounce, but yeah. Why would you walk? You wouldn't be able to. You'd have to probably walk like a spider.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could fly.
Mm-hmm.
Bones are very heavy, by the way.
Yes, they are.
And you've got plenty of arms.
I'm scared.
Which would be incredibly strong.
I'm scared.
Holding on to some self-forming wings.
Mm.
So you could understand that if you bend certain type of rubber, it flicks back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now imagine this. You're going to be able to fly with that?
Mm.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Are you sure they used to ride around in planes? What's this? Bible number 2? No, it says his story book. Oh, we heard that was a load of bullshit. Shades of grey. No, I reckon these were aliens. Touche. And the Bible becomes the forgotten text. It predicted your future more accurately. And there was people at one time that didn't believe in this? Yep. Yeah, I suppose these are the same ones that were probably drinking arsenic. That was before our time. Sons of bitches, get it right. We were smoking weird shit instead. But no, still, graveyards now would have to be something to be looked at, and then the science and data in that. I'm not a goth, but I might be. But I reckon I could be a good goth. And it sounds morbid, but good things come from morbidity, because if you take Frankenstein, he was your first goth, wasn't he? And what, without him, would there have been the invention of the defibrillator? Not gotta wait for lightning. But still, again, it gets the mind going as to what did he know? And that was before electricity, was it? Maybe it's just a story, but even still, let's say if that was a true story, waiting for lightning strike. And then it's called a story because he was doing something before all of this was invented, and it was almost like he already knew or was setting the stage for that. And as opposed to saying that this person existed doing weird things like he was living now, that then led on to the creation of things that came now. And then people will ask the question, yeah, but how the hell did they know that? I was doing it with lightning. Yeah, but fuck, you know. Who's the godfather of energy? Frankenstein. No, Terry, you need to go back to school. I'm fucking telling you, it's Frankenstein. He's playing around with lightning, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't do that, would these ones have had a look at it?
Good question.
Well, we found some shit that's older than that. Interesting. And there again, he was mental, I bet. Do you sort of get that sort of mental? But anyway, I think even more beyond that, he's not the only one. There's been many chemical reactions and different things like that. It's been there. For them not to have it and then start messing around like it, and then the Bible. That seems bollocks. And then there were people that believed in it, but didn't know why they believed in it, just felt the calling to believe in it. This repeats back to this with the religions, yeah?
Yeah.
Where they go out of favour sort of thing and another one rises up. Don't get disheartened by it. If you get rid of it, you lose that knowledge. And the future are going to be really weirded out as to, how the fuck did you know that? Well, they didn't technically. They had this thing called faith. Faith in what? That there was this higher power that was guiding them. So how come they didn't update it for so long? I don't know. Still asking that question today. Oh, watch the new volumes come. It's because they believed in it. That's why it manifested. I don't think that's the way it goes. Something comes through you, right? And then shows everything the way, although it's not clear. Doesn't that then give you more faith? They'll have more faith in that than anybody that has ever existed today. That's that's conundrum. That's strange, isn't it? But yet, if you wipe out certain amounts of religion and then have a Viking or a Roman moment and then decide to burn the book, what did it say? I think it said this. All right, we'll write it like this.
And then it's just something.
Do you see how you lose an awful lot of stuff? And again, with history books, history is the modernized Bible, like it or lump it, and it's edited to anything. Do you see how you can start leaching out that divine wisdom? Again, we'll get onto that on another video, but you know, but do you see that? It's very interesting. But yeah, let's leave it there. No, did I? I did. I covered the cemetery, didn't we? Yeah. Interesting. So who's who? I don't know. Everyone's valuable in that. Should the board ever go completely dark? No. If you're the ones in power to do something, you need to be observing both sides. The middle. The middle makes things even. Create some light, observe the darkness. It will begin to form. Stomp it down. In act of doing so, they're going to resist, and that's going to create darkness in its process, right? But if you don't observe it, that darkness will lich out across before it covers everything. Pockets of it, meh, that keeps it at a low number. Darkness being what? Someone else's ideas and we got to go and get over there and steal? No. Let that flourish. That supports you naturally, doesn't it? And I think in order to be very good, you always must ask yourself a question. And if you can't do it directly, ask the past a question. If I had the power of resurrection, and I could resurrect anyone, and I resurrected the past, what would they show me about the future? Now, did they live in that way in order for it to turn out how it is now? And if the answer is no, because it's a hard question to ask, what was the plan to go forwards? Is it working? I think a good government questions itself, don't you? Repeatedly, religiously, over and over. Question it. Everyone thinks that it should run without, with authority and certainty. No, I don't think that works. Asking questions. Is this right? Well, I might not have enough to know whether this is right just yet. Okay. How can I know if this is going to work without getting prideful? We could trial it. If it doesn't work, we can pull it back and look at what parts of it did work and go again. Did it work? Well, it worked better, but not quite. Okay, this much. Put it out. Okay, now it's working. Still needs attention, but for now, that seems to be all right. Is this one here working? No, it's not. We need to scrutinize it then. Why do we need to scrutinize that? It's been in history for 106,000 years. Yes, but what was working then might be causing an anchor now. And this anchor might be stagnating our ship. But we're not a fucking boat. Well, we're a fucking island. Close enough. All right, we're a planet. It's still floating, isn't it? We like the word suspended. Ooh, suspenders. I'm just kidding. But anyway, you get what I mean? You don't want to be anchored in. Removing it, what happens? Well, it freed up these ones. Oh, all right then. Do we actually need that then? Can we evolve it? Don't know just yet. Put it to one side. Nothing's permanent. Mm-hmm. It's temporal. And I think that puts more faith in people than this bullshit imaginary certainty. Yeah, I think that's more powerful, and I think that's more realistic. And people are not going to doubt you for that, which I don't understand why people say that. Oh, people will be really doubtful of that. I don't think they would. They would be reassured that they know that if it doesn't work, you're going to move it. You're going to change it. You're going to revolve it. Then they have faith in your evolving, your evolution. I think they respect that. Because then they have faith that it's going to get fixed, it's going to get sorted, it's going to get modernized, it's going to grow. Yeah, take a look at it, yeah? Churches and graves worked at one stage, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What about now?
Yeah.
Are they working? Are you seeing many people being buried in them?
Yeah.
"900-year-old abbey, surrounded by graveyards of up to 300 years old." I mean, there's something wrong with those numbers somewhere.
Yeah. What happened with the rest?
That's more limited than a fucking company. People are like, well, some of it got knocked down. Yeah, kind of, yeah. And then what we got? Council taking over cemetery somewhere, finding a plot of land to bury people in it.
Hmm.
Well, that's a runaway problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
What happens to that revenue that's paid in there? What is happening to that transformation there?
Yeah.
Where does it go? And shit ain't free, is it?
No.
And then it becomes privatized, does it? Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. Kind of fucking weird. And then slowly but surely it begins to erode a religious understanding, doesn't it? It does. It definitely does. Then it goes over to registrar. Then it goes over to council graves, does it?
Mm.
And with the greatest respect, take it how you want. You're not very good with the money you get already. Yeah, you gotta understand that. Yeah, you might not like it, but where does that money return in communities and here? It's not really, is it? No.
No.
And again, that is not very transparent. You don't send a bar chart of how much you made on death, how much you made in on weddings. And again, it was taxes that created that, and where it's covert like that, it could also be privatized to maybe a friend or...
Yeah.
And if I worked in the council then, is it possible then that I could hush some things, make some of this stuff, privatize it, and then jump from the council into that? Off of taxpayers.
Yeah.
I could do that, couldn't I? Or I could pave the way for one of my children. I can stay working at the council, but just sort of like, oof, oi, you should buy this. I'll get you a good deal. I could rig that so easy. Look, everyone, this is where all that money comes from, but this stuff over here, no way are we going to let you know about that. And then you hire cops with the expression, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. Now turn out your pockets. Let me squeeze your nuts. Oh, when you're touching me, you're acting a bit guilty. I don't see how you're saying that. Because you won't let me touch you. Because I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be felt up by another man. Are you making slurs towards me? Nope. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not even comfortable in my own skin half the time, but you want to come? No, I don't like it. Yeah, you got nothing to worry about, then you must have nothing to hide. If you got something to worry about, then you've got something to hide. Says the ones that send me a pie chart that says the taxes are being spent on this. That smells horse shit. No, could be dog shit. Oh, I know, it's bullshit. Got her in the end, sorry. I was close when I said it smelled a bit foul. Okay, seeing it this way, but then there is nothing over here. And then if you can do that, can I do that?
Yeah.
So then I can have things to hide then. And I can show you all of this over here. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. But not over here, but look over here. You see that? You see that? Good, 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 good. Good. When you wake up, you will forget about the stuff I hid behind my back. In 3, 2, going deeper. 1. I do not know you've got anything behind your back. Son of a bitch! Go again. Hey, he's one of the 3%. Anyway, but still, you know. Yeah, so, and then churches are kind of stuck this way, aren't they? So it's like burial desecration. How dare you desecrate graves? Any of the family members that are in those graves still remaining today, any of their ancestors? You can get them to come forward. Somehow, some way. Permission can be sought from the family. And very gently and delicately, with a new way of coming. And explaining as to why. So, you know what it will be in the future? Oh my god, we don't know whether we're going to be able to grow food, build houses, or bury people. Look at all this global warming. Yeah, we gotta stop burning things. And the fucking people? Oh shit. Should we just have a mass war then? Why? Mass graves. Oh, that's why they dig trench. I get it, right, okay. Isn't that really the morbid reason as to why they dug trenches? So that if they were all shot in the trenches, they just covered it over.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the whole understanding of it? Wasn't that the real understanding of it? God, it's fucking morbid, isn't it? That is something. Oh, fucking hell.
It was easy to gas them as well with gas.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. But still, there you are. That's. I think this could be good for a church, couldn't it? Oh, it'd be great for the council. Probably not now, but because you're going to have to declare it. Are you coming through customs? We are fucking customs. Well, then you better be declaring it then, Ben. Yeah. Come on, how much you spent on that? How much have people paid you for that? How much have people paid you for this? I don't think that's relevant. I think it is. That was built by tax money. Therefore, there is a revenue being generated from the tax pot. So you have taken a percentage from the tax pot in order to build these things, and now there's a money coming back. And it should be doubling with every year, if not tripling, because of inflation should be increasing. That is a product that is being sold.
Yep.
It's a grave. Calm down, son. It's not like this is an everyday business now, is it? Oh, I think it is. If it's worldwide, that's an hourly business. Actually, a secondly business, isn't it? In fact, I think that and birth is one of the best businesses in the world, isn't it? It is, isn't it? So X amount of years, body decays, breaks down, bones left, bones taken and neatly arranged. This is what we plan to do. It's slightly cheaper because of that. And then, just like always, bit by bit, just up it up £25 per year. I mean, it worked on the homeless, didn't it? I'm actually surprised there isn't a homeless tax. Are you homeless? Yep. You're being taxed. Don't pay it, go to prison. Woohoo! Fucking hell. Bed and breakfast? I'm sorry, that's a terrible thing to say, but you know, there's...
It is.
I'm surprised you even let assets roam free like that. The council were like, "You've got to come here and beg us." Wait, what? You gotta go there and beg you? Hang on a minute, that's fucking asset. You stick it in a house, it's council tax. How much do you reckon you get that for a fucking month? Or a year? I never thought about it that way. I fucking know. You do have arts. Come on. That's that. Yeah. We'll deal with it. Please, council. Please. What do you want? I don't want to pay tax. I want to pay a council tax. Give me a council home. Are you sure? I also want to pay your CEOs. I will promise I'll make them rich. You twisted my arm. Go on. Go on. You like. You promise to work? I will. I promise to work so you don't have to. Silly bang? Alright, go on. Go on. Oh my god, I don't know why I let you do this. Aren't I good to you? Yes, you are. I do this selflessly. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna work so you don't have to. Anyway, just taking a piss. It's light and dark, you know, it is what it is. You gotta find funny side and stuff. I mean, you've seen what I went through, didn't you guys? Yeah? All those dead animals and shit? All of those bad experiences. Did I come out smiling? Yes, I fucking did. Did I come out cracking witty fucking jokes? Yes, I did. Come on. So these little jabs have got to be a walk in the fucking park compared to that, ain't they? Come on. There's always someone worse off. It's true. It is true. Anyway, I'm just pulling your pisser and all the rest of it. Anyway, yanking your chain. I'm going to leave this one here because it kind of got a little bit lost halfway through. It's because I'm thinking of this one, which is really beautiful. I'm really there with that one. This one I was just sitting there thinking about certain things. And then it strikes me as odd, and the reason why this one sort of falls back in with the graveyard and cemetery. There's been a lot of fire the cannons at them, hasn't there? Well, there is a stigma, isn't it, about certain priests and stuff like that, isn't there? Is it the same where you are? Where there's that sort of structured, they are this, they are that, they do this, they do that. And then it sort of clashes out religion, which then brings down the church, and you would think that there's nothing in it. But it is profitable selling bodies, isn't it? Or selling places to rest your body. Do you ever wonder why these things happen? Why certain groups might target this sort of thing? And then once that's fallen, where are people going to get married?
In an office.
In an office?
Yeah. In some countries, they get married in an office.
So is that why there's so much target on the churches? Because this hasn't stopped since Henry VIII, has it? Well, they once were housing people, weren't they?
Yeah. Helping.
They were once feeding people. They were once schooling people.
Yeah.
They were taking care of marriages. They were taking care of the dead.
Yeah.
Then after that, they stopped schooling people. It was a place of worship.
Yeah. They would feed you for a day if you were traveling and...
So they broke down the monasteries in order to...
Yeah.
What? Bring their councils out to look after people that had to beg them. So is it this group that is the ones that are more siding with this approach? It just strikes me as odd as being Masons in that, but why they would do that.
But it wasn't everywhere, it was only here.
Yeah, I know it wasn't everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm on about here.
Yeah. So, some goals in this.
Well, then that would look like a spiritual war, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It was, wasn't it?
Is,
Yeah.
because it's still happening.
Yeah, but I mean, when it started.
You always got to follow the money.
Okay.
And then when it goes over, at the moment, both of them are cheap, yes? Compared to the other, one's a bit more expensive, but one's a bit more cheaper. If there's anything I know about the government and the council, that when this one is completely gone, what do they do to the price? Oh, look, we'll be able to up that £25 a year, yeah? That means 400-year-old houses are going to be like fucking well expensive. So how much did it cost to build the Abbey, you say? 40 shillings? Now let's times that by 925 per the year that it stood for. I don't know who the fuck you're making these numbers up for. Who has that money? King's like, I'll buy it. It'll be like a shed. So yeah, I think I don't know. That's probably why I dove down this one. That is interesting, isn't it? That would come full circle. But I just wonder if any of you are Masons. Would you really do that? Because it feels a bit like Y-strap. Feels a bit Illuminati. Doesn't it?
I don't know.
And there we have it. We come full circle. There you are, my friends. Anyway, so whether I pick either side, I don't know. There's some sort of characteristics between the two of you in this. Follow the money. I am following the money. I'm going to follow the money on that one. That's investment, in it. And if it is happening because of that, it's disgusting, by the way. And they know this because Christian people won't fight back. A bit like Boudica. They wouldn't fight back. Feels very Roman, doesn't it? Watch how you do it. Take a load of notes. I learned this from Weistrap, by the way. Is it William Weistrap, Werstrap, whoever, Bavarian, whatever. They took a load of notes and then I'll show you how to do it. It's a bit eerily like this with the council, sort of like, there. Oh, we know they knocked down your churches. Your eyes, a tissue. Well, lucky for you, we can take the workload off you. Or, is this religion? It makes you ask a lot of questions, doesn't it? Very, very good questions. And then you wouldn't think it would be Masons that would do this because they believe in a higher power, right? And then councils would do this because they think in money. And then we're in the age of scientific development and leave religion at the door. But taking all of the stuff from religion, because it's all about the Mahani, which then feeds imperialism. And this follows something that I've lived myself, where when you have a good idea, they get around you and just sort of pretend to help. Oh, I'm just in your ass because I've got to look at the leak. That's it. Oh, just look at the leak. Yeah, the leak's on the ceiling. Yeah, just look at that leak. You still looking? No, I'm watching you look at my shit. Oh, it's fascinating, that. They disappear. They're the only ones that know about it, and it appears in the fucking paper. There's some other cunts doing it, apparently. That's like having two fucking Einsteins, isn't it? That's like having two Teslas. Oh, wait, we did. That's a very interesting... It's a very interesting way there, isn't it? Off of people who are not evenly matched. Because they said so. And then they take loads of money from the tax pot, build this company up with someone else, give it to them. Fucking hell, that is terrible, isn't it? And they're doing the same to the church in real time. Well, that's pretty bad, isn't it? Have you got planning permission for that structure? And you got some graves to be robbing. So a bit like the Egyptian pyramids as well, yeah? Or we just got to go there and protect it. We're just going to take all of this stuff because we need to protect it. Oh, church, we got to protect you. Well, what the fuck is this? Good cop, bad cop? Yeah, I'm the good king. That was the bad king. Or what, the council are going to what? Move it over to them? But are you Masons? Why are you acting like Illuminati? Oh, there, come on, look, come on. We will just take this from you. So soon, there will be no place of God, there will be a place of king. Wouldn't there? What are you getting married for? Well, we're praying to the king. Which king would that be? That one over there. Is it that way? Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? Yeah, it could be. This is interesting. So this would be a religious war, spiritual war. Where looks can be deceiving. And do I want to take a side? No, I most certainly do not. I really don't, because, I don't know. I want to build something better out of that. Oh, and then the process happens again. Now I'm Y-strapped. I don't know, in this video we go around full circle so far. Shit me. Kind of weird. This is kind of weird, man. Fucking hell. No friends among thieves, is there? Oh shit, mate. There's so much wrist fucking, watch swapping, isn't it? It's kind of weird. This is very weird. And then who's it for, really? Because each system claims to be about people, yes? Which system is really about people? Everyone.
No, this one is only for certain people.
We've offered you everything. We've offered you money. We've offered you so much stuff. Yes, I don't think you get it. I don't want it. I want it for everybody. That's a good gift, ain't it? Give it to everyone. But you must keep it to yourself. I don't know. Why? Why? Honestly, that's what I thought leadership was about. Everybody. Didn't you? Did you think it was about everyone? That everyone is...
Yeah.
That's what it should be about, isn't it? I think, personally, to have a good leader on the playing field is about catering for everybody, yes? Making harmonious... You can't please everyone. Oh, yeah, I wasn't going to take your advice for that. Have you ever even tried? You know, I thought we had loads of exams and tests and universities and hoops to jump through before we came to that conclusion. Did you honestly think it was about everybody in the soup? Everyone?
Yeah.
How far could your nation lift if everyone was lifting everybody else? As opposed to seeing like spikes in a graph, yeah? I think that's what we're at, isn't it? We get these sort of spikes, yeah?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice to flatline on an upward trajectory with everyone? With God being the bodybuilder. No? Do you get what I mean when I say that? Why do you laugh? I don't get why I find this funny. I can't even see you. There's so much going on, but I think you're laughing, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Because I said God the bodybuilder. Is it that?
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true, yeah?
Is it?
Well, think about it. If that's the flat line, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't think that God would lift you all up? Or the divine or the collective, or there's a force that knows more. How do I get that sort of understanding is the universe was here before you, yes?
Yeah.
So the universe was here before humans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that scientists haven't gone, actually, the universe started here and humans started here. And then, do you think that there's non-existence after? So let's say if humans end here, and were born, let's say, or existed, come together, whatever it may be, here, yes?
Mm-hmm.
From here to here, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's only non-existence when every vessel has gone. Not on the planet, but in the whole universe, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I'm not being funny or anything, I'm just going to say this quite gently. And do you think God is chauvinistic?
What is chauvinistic?
A stupid God.
No.
A divine, collected, spirituality, ancestors, whatever you want to call it. Label it what you want. I just say God because it just covers so many things. I only need a fuckload of stars. I need to make it so fucking big, and I'm just going to put humans here. I'm going to make things happen beyond what humans can see because I'm doing it for the humans. Which again, if you have humans here and another life forms over here and they can only see in this, doesn't it get you thinking? What's beyond that?
Yeah.
And it also hides you from one another, doesn't it? Until you're ready.
Yeah.
By the time you've reached this point to know whether there are other life forms, you would have learned an awful lot of shit. Would it have changed you, do you reckon? This is what I mean. Everything flatlines and God is like, whoa. I'll show you the way. Deja vu. Do you ever feel like you've been here before?
Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
No.
Most people are like, it's because we lived this life once before. Not exactly. Do you know what people used to say to me? I got it a lot before death. Like, right place, right time. That's what everyone kept saying to me. It just means that you're in the right place at the right time. And then I came that fucking close to death, and I met the Maker. And it weren't Mr. Maker and CBBS. It literally. And it prevented me. A good fairy tale. We can call it whatever you want, yeah? I should be careful when staring at this because it usually comes through me a bit more. And if it really was right place, right time, why did it prevent it?
Maybe it was just for meeting, not for anything else.
A lot of in dialogue. This thing was speaking to me, but it sounded weird because it was externally, internally, externally, and I can't explain it. And it was able to predict high ratio, and it guided me more in that moment. More, it was strong. It's still there. I've never disconnected from that. But at that moment, fucking like 90%. Thing is, it was there before. That's the bit. So, it's there before, yes?
Yeah.
You don't notice something, yes? It seems in the background, yes? And yes, I understand what you're saying. And then a moment happened. And then it made this even more apparent because it's not outside you, but it feels like it. It's inside but outside. It's everywhere. Do you understand that? No, you don't, because you will one day. The story you'll never be able to. It was already there, already obvious, but that proved it.
Mm-hmm.
No book, no scientist, no spiritual leader, nothing can tell me otherwise to that moment. That's how strong it is. Their shit fell off straight away. And some of it, I've noticed there's some parallels in some of the stuff. Patterns. But that was fucking strong. It's like it gives you a peace. Calculated trajectory of life forms, yes?
Yeah.
That was the normal way it was meant to go.
Mm-hmm.
Under these types of circumstances, if this is this, that is that, this is this will be the outcome. In order to be somewhere and see something at the same time, in order to prevent something, you have to be able to calculate and be waiting near a window at a certain moment. You will all understand this when you die.
Yeah.
You will all understand this when you die. Now we're out of the calculation of what should have been.
Yeah.
So deja vu. Now deja vu doesn't feel like deja vu anymore. It feels like a spaced outness. Like everything pushes away for a moment and almost gets on the part of fading and then comes back at it. It's a very weird experience. So I don't get deja vu so much as more, although it's labeled as that. I don't know what else to call it. You ever get spaced out? Just sort of like where everything just sort of wits out and then it all comes back at once?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Now, I think I understand what this is, but I could just be filling in a blank. It doesn't feel like it. Reality's created you once, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it can create you anytime it wants. And this feels like it exists now, doesn't it? What about if this was to fizz out, but this one takes its place? You wouldn't even notice, would you? Then it depends on what timeline does this fit on. Now there's an overall timeline, yeah?
Yeah.
There's the overall timeline, and that's uni. Then there is star timeline, planet timeline, XYZ, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, humans would never leave the planet as we are seeing at the moment, yes?
Yeah.
But the ancients are more likely to leave the planet.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have much of a need to back then because their timeline was different. However, if this timeline here, without affecting the whole timeline of the universe, the one timeline that you can affect is life form's timeline. But without breaking that fabric too, you dial it backwards. If you were to put the Egyptians here now, let's say the time around the Egyptians, not the ancient Egyptians that you know about, the ones before them. I don't know what else to call them. They're very similar in stature. Everybody has stolen off of everybody else here. Then what happens if that info is taken and stored in a timeline that is further away from you? Mirror image the two Earths, right? So two are existing in the exact same time. Let's say this one here, solar system, and another one is existing at the exact same time as now. Just been created and fast forward, or just appeared. This one is going to filter into that one.
Mm-hmm.
While this one collapses, this one is going to expand.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is going to be the life forms that are on the planet. Second difference is going to be the knowledge, the information, yes? So with all the stuff you know now and that you're capable of building now, will be given to the Egyptians in that timeline now. Same time. This one will fizzle out and they will begin to move and they will leave the planet. One, with that information. Two, there'll be even more information than just information. So information is to know what to do with this stuff, know how to look for it, know how to get it. Any life form is capable of collecting things based on the information that they have been taught. They learn the information and then they get going, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Now they take this information and they begin to build rockets, technologies and everything else, yes? All the stuff that you see now. They begin building it. Then from that point on, they are coded with some information, which then might give them that when you come around again, there won't be any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because this type of reality seems to create a behavior from this, which is detrimental. So there's a certain part of this reality that's got a kink in it that's just not working for the humans that are here now. It's punching in codes that are not good. Certain things you know how to manipulate. You're playing around with fear. You're fuck-assing about with all of these things that you should never be playing around with. They're meant to be respected, admired, and left alone. And they're meant to serve a purpose. Now, that's going to need playing with. Certain bits are going to need dialing down, which you've just taught. Other bits are going to need heightening in order to make things work. Now, there's got to be a guarantee. To rewind time, same outcome is going to happen. It was already calculated. The calculated, it meant the breach, the pushback. Then there's the learning, taking all of the information that is now and passing it on. Now the timeline has reset, although it won't feel like it. In fact, it will be like you never existed because you haven't. You will exist again, maybe. But none of this shit that you see now, none of this structure, none of this hierarchy, none of this crap, it will leave with these. And because they will change the environment with the stuff that they've got now, and they are more willing and more logically looking at these life forms, they're more likely to do something with the information. Here, they may not. You know, it can go either way. Well, the sand has all but run, but, you know, let's see what can be done. Just in case. As it begins to flourish there, they take all of that and begin to leave. Your generations are not going to come until X amount of time, although your generation is still going to formulate. But it's going to change the sociology. So, all of the things that led you to these structures that you all sit on now will not exist. This format will exist. Now, will it make it more of a better way to be? Because you will know no different. You see, when it gets like this, it gets too toxic, it gets too this, it gets too that, it gets too everything, and it just causes such a misery. It's a horrible place to live. It really is. I'm sorry. It's just the way it feels. This way could be calculated that this way is going to work far more better, which then leads on to now. Then it'll be like, it never happened. And then this memory can be left within you. Mm-hmm. It will bounce in their minds, most certainly, but yours. Feel like hang on a minute. I had this really strange dream. I was this thing called a fucking king. I was this, and this. Put there. Surrounded by ridicule. And the feeling of, let's never do that. Let's not do that. That feels toxic. It makes me feel a bit scared. That makes me feel a bit... The time that this one's forging and is beginning to take off, there'll be calculations done, this one, and it's gone, but it won't. It will... This will not affect the timeline of anything else. Mm-hmm. Think of it of moving solar system. Just think of it as that. Everything else around it will still be the same age. We're just going to move it, but the difference is we're just going to have to miss out this bit. And that's a choice. Nat. Come down and smite me! No, I don't think it needs to be done. That's human concept. Humans thought that up. That's not... And then the lesson can be learned subconsciously because it can't be learnt consciously. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe. Let's see. That's a conscious lesson that you're learning now. And you are learning many subconscious lessons at the same time. Then this one should be learned subconsciously. Mm-hmm. And a new conscious lesson shall be learned. And what will that be? And that'll be very interesting to figure that out. And as time goes on, I'm sure this will be learned. And you keep shifting until it gets right.
Yeah.
And this should trigger feeling in the vessels. Which then, when that ripple comes out, which is what it's doing now, that ripple's going to hit, and it's going to go back. So, the future is a little bit bumpy road, but then you reach this state of being that's so beautiful, so powerful, so aligned, that when it begins to resurrect and go backwards, there it is. There it is. Then we got all the forks in the roads. The overall being is strong. And then it should create the resonance that's needed to unlock the next step. Do you ever think anything like that can happen? Do you ever think that's ever happened? Well, it seems like it's a load of bullshit, doesn't it?
No.
It's amazing how all the books will be rewritten. And they're more open to it, aren't they? They're more open to the concept of it. They followed this not perfectly, but more so than what we can compare to now, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Still exist, but how you exist. And then the sociology around you will stop punching that into reality, because if it keeps going, where do you think it's going to end up? There are already some very silly ideas on the world stage right now, isn't there? They're very silly. And to keep going with that is, where's it going to end? Where does that end up? Well, stick it into a supercomputer. Run it. You'll figure it. It'll give you an outcome. You know, that's the interesting thing with supercomputers. Focus it on everything that's at now and run forwards with it and see where it ends up. With this process, with no changes because you like the furniture to stay the same, how is it going to end up? And then look at the answer. I'd be curious to know the answer to that. What does that end up into? And then, is that something that you envision? And then if we were to pass that around to everyone, is that what people would want? Because if nothing's going to come and change the timeline, because it has to be this way, because we've been doing this for donkey's years, do you see how the fabric of everything is just affecting you in the same... it's hard to teach this sociology to people that believe in psychology. Because you don't want to believe it. You want to believe that it's all about psychology and you must come from this place here. I don't know. It's easy to say it's a you problem hidden covertly over there than it is to look at this wider problem and think, fucking hell. It's insulting. Oh, God, don't say that. It's not this. It's too insulting, that. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. We'll go on to another one later, maybe not. I'm not sure. I might want to sit down with that one a bit more, but still. This one was very all over the place, and I kind of like it to be that way. And I'm not resting on anything. I don't hate anything. I don't love anything. I am just meh. Whatever. So... I don't know. Informed decisions means that you've got to look at things from a sort of perspective, haven't you, really? Sort of. Fascinating. So you've got to be able to see it on both sides, sort of thing. And it's very fucking weird, but... But you said it was evil. Okay, it's fucking godly on one side and it's evil on another, and then if I look at it the other way, it's fucking godly on this side and fucking evil on that side. I mean, you know... That's weird. But anyway, yeah, whatever. See you there.